Greetings, people. It's Jared here, Wolfgang One, back to do another Transformers review. Now, this one, I'm dedicating this one to Spudbot17, as this is his favourite character, as he mentioned in our conversation with Kang episode a few months back. And I got hold of this figure for free. A friend donated it to me, and I wasn't sure what to make of it at first. First sort of reviews I'd seen of it, I wasn't sure of the alt mode. Didn't really stick around long enough to check out the robot mode. But having it in hand, I've got to say I'm very, very impressed, at least for the most part. The review will tell all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the review for Studio Series 86 Grimlock.
Okay, so here's Studio Series 86 Grimlock in his box. And you know, to be fair to them, I mean, this is leader class size, and it really shows. I wasn't expecting Grimlock to be quite this big. So as you can imagine, I will be quite happy to get rid of the packaging for this entirely, completely, because this just takes up far too much space to the point where you can see past my borders, and you know I don't like that shit. So let's take a closer look at this. Just packaged in robot mode, comes with a little wheelie. I'll show off the accessories in a minute. A little bit of artwork on the side. On the back is like sort of the standard sort of stuff. Robot mode, accessories, and also the display stand thing that it comes with. I'm not keeping those, so it's just one less thing I've got to worry about. So this is Grimlock in his box. As I said, I wasn't really sure what to expect in terms of size, but I wasn't expecting this. I thought they were going to be like sort of Voyager scale or something like that. Was not prepared for what was actually bestowed upon me. So as you can imagine, it took me a bit by surprise, but it's a happy surprise. You know, not every surprise has to be awful. Sometimes they can be nice. So we're going to just ignore this. We're going to get straight on into the figure itself and take a look at accessories. Accessories. Yeah, learn how to talk, you fucking idiot. Okay, so here's Grimlock in his T-Rex mode, his dinosaur mode. It is quite funny that the way they portray him here, everything like that. They think this is probably what a T-Rex stood like and everything like that. I mean, it can do the more sort of because due to the articulation legs, it can do more sort of this sort of stuff and the more sort of like the Jurassic Park look, if you will, dinosaur. But it's there are limitations to what they can and cannot get away with this design. I will come on to the rest of the robot in a moment. I'm just going to show some of the things that he came with, as I always do. So he comes with one double blaster, which is his signature weapon. Doesn't come with a sword or anything like that, like his original G1 did, but that's molded very, very faithfully in terms of its design. So yeah, I might do some comparison shots with the G1. I don't know if I can be bothered. He comes with one instruction booklet, just like that, and he comes with a little wheelie, a little Generation 1 wheelie that doesn't transform, that sits on his back somehow. I haven't fully worked out how it does it successfully. But this is, if I bring this forward a little bit, and the light down, my camera keeps being very choppy, changey. So I know the final video will look fine, but for this, it's like running at a few frames a second. This is a steaming pile of shit. An accessory that I don't think was particularly warranted. I would have much rather he had a sword than this little piece of wank. But this is a piece of shit. But because Wheelie is always a piece of shit, and he forever shall be known as a piece of shit. And that there is piece of shit right there. So let's talk about good old Grimlock here. The colours are spot on to the animation model. There's a lot of sculpted detail, obviously, that the animation model wouldn't have had. This is supposed to be inspired heavily by the 86 cartoon. I do have some gripes with this figure in terms of the dino mode. I don't like the way that this back section sits. I mean, I don't know if that's supposed to contain a wheelie or he sits. I don't know what he does. But there's this big whopping great gap here that the original toy didn't have, and the original toy fit together a lot better because if you see here, there's like gapping. Let's get his legs out of the way. There's gapping just here that they could have like had like sort of panels that connected or have all this connected properly, so you didn't have this strange gapping for the legs. The tail is a little shorter, a little more nubby than I would like, and there's, as you can see, just here there's gapping just here and here as well. So I mean, the whole mode doesn't gel together as well as I thought it would do. And this was going to be my biggest gripe with the figure overall, is that there are some design cues for the robot for the alt mode that I just wouldn't have gone with. If you couldn't make that all sit flush like the original Generation 1 toy did, or as I've heard the Masterpiece does, if you couldn't make that sit flush, then why bother? Also, as well, this gold chest area is painted, and they give up on the paint just around about here, which I'll show in the robot mode. They give up on the paint just there. Apart from that, I mean, you know, he can do like a full spread sort of thing. I mean, that's obviously the look of surprise on his face there. He's gone too far, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of sculpted detail in the legs here, which will eventually form the arms. Back in the back section here as well, you won't see a lot of that in robot mode. On the underside as well, it looks. I'd give the alt mode 8.5 out of 10. I mean, it does look decent enough. There's a little bit of if I can get his arm out of the way, there's a little bit of evidence where the spray painting for the red has gone a little bit over the lines just here. Can't have everything, I guess. And they would have been, if I recall correctly, they would have been stickers on the original. So it's a nice little touch that they would have included, something like that. You've got a little bit of articulation in the claw arms, and the head will move up and down. Mouth opens, and the neck will turn as well. Full 360, which is fucking weird. But there we are. Yeah, so that's Grimlock. He's for what he is, I mean, he's actually half decent. He's got a little bit of weight to him, not a massive amount, but just a little bit for where it counts. His articulation in this mode is obviously going to be hindered by the fact that it's a robotic T-Rex. But he looks fine. He looks, as I said, a couple of little design cues there, especially on the underside, that I wouldn't have gone with as a personal choice. But you know, whatever. I just buy this shit. I don't fucking design it. So let's take Grimlock to robot mode, because there's not really a hell of a lot else I can say about the alt mode as it stands. Okay, let's get him just there. And the transformation is very, very similar to the original. It seems like they haven't really found a way to sort of make it any better. Which is interesting. Apparently, I mean, I never owned the Masterpiece version of Grimlock, but apparently the transformation is very, very similar as well. So we're going to start off. If you know how to transform a G1 Grimlock, this is not going to be a massive stretch of the imagination. So we're going to start by snapping his head back. Let's start separating the back section just here for his legs. Okay, and then this is a little bit different. On the underside, you want, let's get these things out of the way. On this side, you want to just open up these panels just here. Just like that. Start by folding in these white sections of the tail. Move those in just like this. And that will fill in the legs, weirdly enough. And then pull out this entire back section just like this. So it straightens out. These sections here, fold these back out for the feet and the heels, just like that, and then bring these sections around the back and close them into place, making sure that that's firmly in, just like that, on both sides. Lock these in, and then that's the legs done. And then open up even though it's already started doing it, open up this chest section just here. Camera going out of focus again. Move these all the way out to the back. Bring the head out, which is a little bit different. Bring this entire chest section up and lock it into place just like this. And then these sections here, fold these out for the hands. One, do the same on the other side. Fucking get it in focus, you prick. There we are. And then collapse the dino head into the back, just like that, and then sort out the wings, and you're done. And that there, if I can get the fucking stand up straight, let's bring those back. And these wings are on hinges as well. That's all very nice. bring that round like that. You can have the wings however you want them, really. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, if I just bring the camera back, is Studio Series 86 Grimlock. Now you can't really see a lot in terms of like the design in the head, so I will bring that forward in a minute, because they've actually nailed the sculpt on the head absolutely perfectly. But in terms of the robot mode absolutely fucking nails this. There is nothing in the in the robot mode at all which I question and go, I'm not too sure about that or anything like that. Everything about this robot mode is absolutely on point. So what I said about them skimping out on the paint. So you've got your gold chest just here. If I turn that round, just bring the camera up a little bit. If I just bring that around, as you can see, they stopped painting it at this point. So I think to myself, why bother with that? Because that does actually look a little bit lazy. But again, can't really do a lot about it. Let's get the head. Let's show off this head sculpt just here. Absolutely, Jesus Christ. That head sculpt is completely and utterly perfect. Nothing about it at all which I would have gone, oh, I'm not sure. Maybe the eyes, maybe make the blue a slightly lighter metallic blue, but apart from that, there is nothing in there which I can fault at all. Articulation wise, well, I'm assuming he's got the articulation where it counts. Most people tend to go more in depth on articulation. As you know, I don't tend to bother because I can't be asked. My videos go on long enough as it is. Decent around the back. Yeah, this actually was a real surprise, because I wasn't entirely sure that I was going to like this figure, hence why I didn't get it. But this was gifted to me by someone, and I've got to say, he is actually very, very, very surprising. I'm really, really impressed with him. Let's give him his little gun, just to cap off the whole look, and then put him into some sort of pose. I don't know, some sort of video where you can't actually see like my arm just like that in the camera. Bring that up. And ladies and gentlemen, there he is. There is Studio Series 86 Grimlock. If you can get hold of one of these, and you can get one at a decent price or something, I would definitely recommend doing it, because he was, as I say, an absolute fucking surprise for me. Kind of wish I got it a lot earlier than I did. But he is an absolute delight. He's fun to mess around with, more so than Slag is, even though Slag's still a decent figure. I enjoy messing around with this one a lot more than Slag. Interested to get Snarl and Sludge as well at some point. But yeah, I mean, a proper leader size figure. I mean, they didn't fuck around with this at all. In terms of the size, in terms of the materials that they've used, the plastic feels decent. They haven't fucked around with this. One thing that does annoy me in the robot mode is these gaps here in the forearms where the hands came out. Can't really do a lot about that. But apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Studio Series 86 Grimlock. Yeah, didn't think I'd like him as much as I do, but he is fucking awesome, and I'm having trouble showing him off, and I'm having trouble reviewing him because he's so bloody big. But yeah, there we are. What can I say? Really, really, really thoroughly impressed with him. So thank you very much for watching this review. I'm not sure how this came out actually, but this is Joe Gavin Barry, also known as Wolfgang1, saying I'll be back next week with more reviews, more 7 Days to Die, more blah 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 blah. I'm sick of saying that same shit. Like, comment and subscribe if you want to. I mean, I don't tend to tell people not to bother with that, but it's entirely up to you. Yeah, and if you can get hold of a Grimlock, Studio Series 86 Grimlock, do it. I don't think you will be disappointed at all. So thank you for watching this. We shall see each other again soon. Until then, take care.
And when tomorrow comes, I feel you laying by me, like you ain't got nowhere else to go.